Time now for the Bullpen Show, where we get a chance to warm up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Now, let's head out to the bullpen.
Hello and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and today we're getting warmed up in the bullpen to bring you Colfax Viking Baseball as the 3-3 Vikings play host to the 5-2 Boyceville Bulldogs. The Vikings are coming off a 7-1 win over the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, while the Bulldogs are coming off an 11-1 win over the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Now, coming up in this edition of the Bullpen Show, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Vikings and the Bulldogs. Then we'll get to know one of the Viking players on Viking Profile. And then we'll send it out to the ballpark for some exciting high school boys baseball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to the Bullpen Show on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out.
Time now for the Bullpen Show, where we get a chance to warm up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Now, let's head out to the bullpen.
Hello and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and today we're getting warmed up in the bullpen to bring you Colfax Viking Baseball as the 3-3 Vikings play host to the 5-2 Boyceville Bulldogs. The Vikings are coming off a 7-1 win over the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, while the Bulldogs are coming off an 11-1 win over the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Now, coming up in this edition of the Bullpen Show, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Vikings and the Bulldogs. Then we'll get to know one of the Viking players on Viking Profile. And then we'll send it out to the ballpark for some exciting high school boys baseball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to the Bullpen Show on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Welcome back to the bullpen, where we're getting warmed up for today's game between the Colfax Vikings and the Boyceville Bulldogs. The 3-3 Vikings are coming off a 7-1 win over the Glenwood City Hilltoppers on Monday. Leading the way at the plate in that game was Zach Hedela, who went 2 for 2 and scored a run and picked up an RBI. Also contributing was Ashton Greenwell, who went 2 for 3 at the plate and scored 2 runs, as well as Mason Yarrington, who went 2 for 4 and scored a run. Earning the win on the mound was Mitch Medine, who threw 5 innings, giving up only 3 hits and allowing only 1 unearned run. He also struck out 7 Hilltoppers. Now, pitching the final 2 innings was Zach Hedela, who didn't allow any runs while striking out 2. The Bulldogs come into today's game with a 5-2 overall record and 3-2 record in conference play. So far this season, the Bulldogs are led at the plate by Chase Hollister, who's hitting right around 500. He's also showing a lot of speed on the bases as he leads the Boyceville Bulldogs in stolen bases. Hollister is followed by Nick Olson and Braden Romhild, who are each hitting at a 364 average. Landon Leslie rounds out the Bulldogs, hitting over 300 with a 350 average. On the mound, Devin Halama leads the way for the Bulldogs with a 2-0 record and an ERA of 4.32, along with a whip of 2.03. He's followed by Carson Romhild and Wyatt Sell, who each have 1-0 records and ERAs of 1.40 and 2.80 respectively. Now, so far this season, the Vikings are led at the plate by Dylan Hedela, who is hitting for a 545 average, including 2 doubles and 9 RBI. Mitch Medine is also hitting .500, including 6 runs batted in. Other Vikings hitting over .300 include Zach Hedela, Mason Yarrington, and Ashton Greenwell, who are hitting with averages of .429, .389, and .316, respectively. Now on the mound, the Vikings are being led by Medine, who's compiled a 3-1 record while pitching 17 innings and giving up 11 hits, allowing 12 runs, 7 of which were earned, and walking 14, striking out 26 for an earned run average of 2.88. He's followed by Zach Hedela, who's pitched 4 innings and has not allowed any runs or walks, while striking out 6 for a 0.00 ERA. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Viking players on Viking Profile. You're warming up in the bullpen on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we get to know one of this season's Colfax Viking players. And now Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're talking with Viking senior Dylan Hedela. And Dylan, we know that you play baseball, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
I'm involved in the jazz band, and I do a powerlifting program.
Okay. When did you start playing baseball, and what kind of an experience have you had?
When I was about 2nd grade, started in t-ball, and baseball's fun.
Yes, it is. So what's the most important thing you've learned from playing baseball?
Keep everyone accountable. Control what you can control.
Okay. So when you're not playing baseball or you're not here at school, what are some other things that you're interested or keep you occupied?
Picking up an instrument, learning it, or playing it.
And hopefully getting nice sounds to come out of it.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. My guess is more often than not. All right. This is one you've been waiting for. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Pie.
And which kind?
Lemon meringue.
Okay. A nice summer tasting pie for the boys of summer. Favorite Major League team?
The Twins.
All right. Do you recall the first Major League game you ever went to?
I've not been to a Major League game, but I've played on the field in Target.
So you played at Target Field. What was that like?
It was fun. I was in 5th grade. The entire team got to go. So.
Very good. Now, if you had a superpower, what do you think that would be?
Probably lift more.
Okay. So it would be super strength to be able to lift more?
Yeah.
All right. Now, if Dylan has super strength for his superpower, he's got to have a superhero name.
The Heat.
The Heat. Dylan the Heat Hedela. All right. We're talking with Dylan Hedela on Viking Profile. And Dylan, what are your plans for after high school?
I'll probably get my bachelor's in business, then wait a few years, get my master's in performance jazz.
How about a shout out to the family?
Hi, Greg. Hi, Mom.
Okay. When people come to Viking games, what number do you wear and what position are you going to play?
I'll be wearing the 2s, and I stay behind the plate. That's the only place you'll find me.
Okay, so we've got to look around the umpire to see you.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. We want to thank Dylan Hedela for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more of the Bullpen Show.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Bullpen. Today, the Vikings will take on the Boyceville Bulldogs. The Vikings are trying to build upon their 7-1 win over the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, while the Bulldogs are trying to extend their winning streak to 6 games following their 11-1 win over the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. So the stage is set for some exciting high school baseball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Now in just a moment, I'll join our broadcast crew at Colfax High School as we bring you all the action of today's Dunn-St. Croix Conference game between the Colfax Vikings and the Boyceville Bulldogs. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to the Bullpen Show on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
You've been tuned to the Bullpen Show, where we've had an opportunity to get warmed up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking baseball.
And good afternoon, and welcome to Colfax. And the first pitch of the game is low and outside to Braden Romehill. Rick Olson here, along with Joe Doucette, Cassie Johnson-Nelson on the computer, and a high pop-up in the infield, foul out of play. And Dan Petchow on the camera. Joe, real quick, why don't you try and get through some of these starters here?
Okay, this is center fielder Braden Romehill. He'll be followed by shortstop Nick Olson. Batting third, pitcher Chase Hollister.
And a called strike.
Right fielder Devin Hollema. Batting fifth, left fielder Landon Leslie. Batting sixth, third baseman Paul Kirschner. Batting seventh, first baseman Zach Hellendrung. Batting eighth, catching Reed Fenton. And batting ninth, second baseman Wyatt Sell.
And we'll hit the Viking lineup right after, well, when they come up to bat, and the count has gone full now to Romehill. Comes into the game batting .364. They got off to a little quicker start.
He just missed.
Ball four puts Romehill on first. It's going to bring up Nick Olson. In fact, they're 8 minutes early with the start of this game. Nothing drives a broadcaster more nuts than starting a game early, but we'll live with it. Throw over to first, and Romehill's back in time.
Yeah, I know he's one of their better athletes, Rick. Watch him in football. He really runs well. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got the green light at first.
And the pitch, and he does go. Throw down to second. It's real close. That throw was right there, and Romehill almost slid into the tag, but came in right behind it.
Great throw by Dylan.
Mitch Medine on the mound for the Vikings, and the pitch. And Romehill is heading down to third, and Hedela can't quite find the handle on the ball. He spotted Romehill going in plenty of time to make the throw, but he just couldn't quite get it picked up off the ground. Bulldogs have a runner on third, nobody out. Top of the first inning. And the pitch. And it gets away from Hedela. Throw doesn't even get there. Romehill comes in to score.
Definitely not the start the Vikings were looking for.
So the count is 2-0 to Olson. Nick Olson also, and actually I think they said 3-0 is the count. And there's a called strike at the letters. Romehild hitting .364. Actually, Olsen hitting .364 as well. And the pitch, pop foul. No, it stayed fair. Throw to first isn't. No! Falls out of the glove of Ashwell. Toss was a little bit high, but it did go right into the pocket of Greenwell, Ashton Greenwell. I kind of see how I kind of merged his name there, and so anyway, Ashton couldn't quite pull it in, and runner's safe. Fly ball out into left center field. That's gonna be a gapper all the way out to the fence. Olsen rounding third. He's coming in to score. And Hollister checks in at second.
They hit that one hard, Rick.
Right on the numbers and right where they weren't. Courtesy runner in for Hollister because he will be the starting pitcher, but I can't read his number. Swing and a miss to Devin Hollema. Hollema batting .273, playing right field today. Here's the pitch. Check swing outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, that's a called strike. Right on the inside corner. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Hollema goes down, swing. That's the first out of the inning.
I know Hollister, Rick, had 11 RBIs coming into the game and got another one here in the first.
And there goes a foul ball down the third baseline to Landon Leslie. Leslie's hitting .350. He's only a freshman. Runner goes, throw over to second, and Medine ended up throwing behind the runner. He turned to throw to second, but Hollister, well, whoever's running for Hollister got a really nice jump.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, Hollister's out there. I thought they said a courtesy runner out there, but no. That's Hollister on third. And a strike at the waist.
That's
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's that breaking ball we liked early in the week. That's a good pitch for Mitchell.
And chop foul. Count holds at 1-2. Medine fires. It's outside for ball 2. Counts all even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 in, 1 out. And the pitch is outside, gets away from Hedela, and in to score is Hollema. Or check that, Hollister. That's a second score on a wild pitch. Count is full to Landon Leslie. And the pitch, strike 3 called. That's going to bring up Paul Kirshner. Kirshner batting .176, playing third base. First pitch is a called strike.
You had talked about in the pregame, Rick, their top of their order being pretty scary, and they really came through.
And another pitch out of the reach of Hedela. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, that's outside for ball 2. Here's the wind and the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Nobody on, 3 runs in. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the Boyceville Bulldogs hang a crooked number on the Vikings. They put up 3 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 Cavalier error and nobody left on base. We've played a half inning. It's the Bulldogs 3 and the Vikings coming to bat. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Kyle's Market in Colfax, locally owned since 2007 and is a proud supporter of Colfax High School scholarship and athletics. Kyle's meat department is second to none and they're known for their homemade smoked meats. Don't forget the fresh veggies, cheese, and frozen foods. Kyle's Market has got it all. Kyle's Market is your hometown market where customer service is supersized. They'll even carry your groceries out to your car. That's Kyle's Market in Colfax.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, where the Boyceville Bulldogs have put up 3 runs in the top of the first inning, and the Vikings are going to get their chance now. Joe, why don't you let us know who's going to do all that for the Vikings?
You bet. Leading off for the Vikings tonight is pitcher Mitchell Medine. Batting second, shortstop Mason Yarrington. Batting third, catching Dylan Hedela. Batting fourth, first baseman Ashton Greenwell. Batting fifth, center fielder Cade Anderson. Batting sixth, left fielder Brian Tuchel. Batting seventh, second baseman Drew Beekner. Batting eighth, right fielder Elijah Ansminger. And batting ninth, third baseman Zach Hedela.
Well, as we were saying in that last half inning, Medine got a little bit roughed up in the top half of the inning with the first 3 hitters, but then settled down, came right back and struck out the next 3.
Yeah, tough start, but Mitchell showed a lot of poise and bouncing back.
And this is recoverable. That's 3 runs.
And we knew the top of the order was, statistically their best hitters. And they all run well. We've seen that, and that's going to be a big key going forward if we can handle them guys.
So stepping into the batter's box is Mitch Medine. Going to try and help his own cause a little bit here.
We talked about him early in the week. He hit the ball hard, and he's off to a great start offensively.
Batting .500. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to short, throw over to first, and they did not get him. Infield hit. Olsen to Hellendrung, but not in time, and an infield hit.
That was a great play by Nick Olsen. He ranged far to his right.
Made it close.
Yeah, made a great play.
So Medina on first. Steps up Mason Yarrington, batting .389.
We talked about how much we like Yarrington. He just, plays every spot, puts the bat on the ball, makes the plays.
And Yarrington heads on down to second. And goes over to third, and they throw the ball away, and he stays at third. We'll take a look at that real quick. At Yarrington running.
Puts the bat on the ball, makes the plays. It's Mitchell running.
Or Mitchell, yes. And Yarrington heads on down to second. So he got a nice jump on that. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So Mitch Medine probably, well, I don't know if they give him credit for a stolen base or an error. Line shot out into center field. That's going to score a run. Mason Yarrington with a single into center field. Yarrington picks up an RBI as Medine scores, making it 3-1. And the pitch is outside in the dirt.
So far, that's a great answer by the Vikings, Rick. Boyceville scoring them early runs.
Answer right back.
Answer right back is right.
Throw over to first, and Yarrington back in safely. Chase Hollister on the mound for the Bulldogs. Comes into the game with 13 innings pitched. He's given up 22 runs, 11 of which were earned. He's walked 15, struck out 18. Pitches high and inside for a ball. Given up 19 hits and has a 5.92 ERA. I guess we should say he's given up 20 hits now. And another throw over to first. Nothing happening over there. 2-0 is the count. And the pitch. Strike called. Dylan Hedela leading the Vikings in hitting .545. He steps out of the box, looks down at third to the third base coach's box. Now he's back in, waiting for the pitch from Hollister. Swing and a miss for strike two. Throw down to second. And in safely is Mason Yarrington. That puts Yarrington in scoring position. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the count is full.
Missed by much.
Big breaking ball. Broke a little bit late. Here's the wind and the payoff pitch. Fouled back into the screen.
We talked about this earlier too. Is this, Dylan good at bats getting him to third in this situation? You'd love to see one in the gap, but just get him to third in this spot.
Hollister at the belt. And a swing and a miss. 1 down, brings up Ashton Greenwell. Greenwell hitting .316. The big lefty. Hollister looks at second, now delivers. And a called strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for a strike. Ball gets away from the catcher, and over to third is Yarrington. Oh, 0-2 is the count, but now we have a runner at third with only 1 out. Well, I'd come right back with the curveball if I was Hollister. And he threw, fooled me, threw the fastball.
Good pitch, painted the corner. Painted the corner. Let's see if we can get a big 2-out hit by Cade.
Cade Anderson, center fielder, batting .278. Yarrington on third. And the pitch. Strike called at the letters.
He's throwing a lot harder late in the inning than he was early. He just seemed like he's getting loose.
He gives that little grunt when he fires.
Yeah.
No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. It's foul territory. And the count remains 0-2.
You know, Hollister, like Romehild, is one of Boyceville's best athletes. All indications, just a great kid.
He fires, and that one gets away from the catcher, but stays right there by the plate, so Yarrington can't do much. So the count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. That one's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hollister at the belt, and the pitch. Pop fly out into center field. Might be headed towards no man's land, but coming over under it is Romehild, and he makes the catch. So for the Vikings, they pick up 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 left on base. We've completed an inning, and it's Boyceville 3 and the Vikings 1. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Known for its well-manicured grounds and greens, Whitetail Golf Course is an 18-hole golf course carved into the countryside of northwest Wisconsin. They can host your next golf outing, wedding and reception, reunion, birthday, anniversary, or other social event. On Friday nights, come out to Whitetail for their famous Friday night fish, shrimp, and chicken dinner served from 5 to 9 every Friday evening through October. Conveniently located between Colfax and Elk Mound, Whitetail Golf Course is just a 15-minute drive from both Eau Claire and Menominee.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. 3-1. Bulldogs leading the Vikings as we head to the top of the second inning. Due up for the Bulldogs, Zach Hellendrung, Reed Fenton, and Wyatt Sell. Bottom third of the order. So Mitch Medine steps up to the top of the mound, and Zach Hellendrung steps up to the plate. And the first pitch is a ground ball over to Zach. He'll throw over to first in time. So Hellendrung, I did that again. I combined the first and last name. Just a quicker way of doing it.
Yeah, we knew what you meant.
He was batting 143 coming into it, and a 1-pitch out. Brings up Reed Fenton. He's hitting 100 on the season. And the first pitch is in the dirt for a ball.
Mitchell's so much better when he gets ahead and gets ahead in the count. That's another big key as we go forward today.
Well, that was one of those 58-foot pitches.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Strike call. Actually, that would have been a pretty good pitch had that been cricket that we were playing.
Yeah.
And the pitch. Strike 2 at the knees.
He generates a lot of power on this small frame. He's throwing the ball pretty hard. Mechanically, I like him. I think he does everything right on the mound.
Which will also make his pitching career last.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Just missed outside. Because it's not all arm. He's using his whole body to throw the ball.
He's got a nice push with that back leg.
Here's the wind and the pitch. Shot right back over off the glove of Medine to second and throw over to first. Beekner fielded it after it bounced off Medine's glove and threw over to Greenwell for the out. I guess technically that's a 1-4-3 put out. although Medine's glove went up more out of self-preservation than anything. That'll bring up Wyatt Sell, batting .215. Check swing high for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. Check swing, he went around that time. A strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, the weather was threatening all day, but right now, it's a nice day for baseball.
Yeah, it really is.
Here's the wind and the pitch. Strike called at the letters. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, nobody on. Here's the wind and the 1-2 pitch. That just missed the outside corner. Counts even at 2-2. Here's the wind and the 2-2 pitch. Check swing. He held up. Count goes full. Be nice to get him right here. Payoff pitch, and that's low for ball 4. So Wyatt Sell draws a walk, and that gets us back up to Murderer's Row, that top third of the lineup. Brandon Romehild, who drew a walk, and then scored on a wild pitch a little bit later on.
I'm not sure how Sell runs, but I wouldn't be surprised if they send him, and even if they throw him out, they got the top of the order next inning. So.
There's a little baseball strategy for you. That's exactly a good idea.
Yeah.
Sell takes his lead, throw over to first, and he's back. No balls and a strike to Braden Romehild. Throw over to first, and he's back again. Medine might be thinking the same thing. He's at the belt, and the pitch. Soft liner to Medine, and he throws over to first for the out.
He was running on that too, Rick.
He was. You called that. But all for naught, as the Bulldogs have no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've completed an inning and a half, and it's Boyceville 3 and the Vikings 1. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When it comes to your finances, security is just so important. Dairy State Bank's online banking and mobile app offers dozens of new and enhanced real-time alerts. Whether an ATM withdrawal is made or a login to your account failed, you'll instantly know. So now, the technology that makes it easier to manage your money is also making it safer. Visit dairystatebank.com or call to learn more. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Dairy State Bank.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How is it? Is it good?
Back here at Colfax High School, where the Boyceville Bulldogs have a 3-1 lead over the Vikings. Rick Olson with you today, along with Joe Doucette, Dan Petchow on the camera, and Cassie Johnson-Nelson on the computer. Boy, we missed you earlier this week, Cassie, because I had to do that job you're doing at the same time and doing the one I'm doing. Boy, that's a lot to keep track of. So, stepping up to the plate for the Vikings, Brian Tuchel batting .235 on the season. First pitch is fouled away. And the pitch swung on a miss, strike 2. Back on Monday, Tuchel went 1 for 2. Ground ball foul. Count holds at 0-2. He went 1 for 2, scored a couple runs.
Yeah. He's had some good at-bats, Rick.
And the pitch. Fly ball out into left center field. Romehill ranging over, and he makes the catch.
They hit that hard.
Just a little too high.
Yeah.
Or as they would have said on Major League, yeah, he got under it.
Yeah.
That'll bring up Drew Buechner. Buechner batting .235.
Here's a kid I think could get hot as the year goes, Rick. I think he could give that bottom of the older a jolt, and a really good athlete, and he looks comfortable. That's in the right spot.
Here's the pitch. That was low for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes.
I think Hollister thought that was a strike.
It was close.
Yeah.
And the pitch. That one's high. Even I could see that one. So Buechner draws the walk. Puts a runner on first. Brings up Elijah Ensminger. Ensminger hitting .125 on the year. On Monday, he did pick up an RBI, however. And the pitch outside and down to second, scampers Buechner. And Sminger steps back in. And the pitch. That's a called strike. Buechner takes his lead. Hollister peaks and now delivers. It's high for a ball. Two balls and a strike. And the pitch, that's a called strike, counts even at 2-2. Here's the pitch, throw over to second, and Buechner just barely gets back in. If Hollister would have made a good throw to second, Buechner was dead.
Yeah.
But instead, he almost threw it into center field. Olsen made a nice leap to haul the ball down.
Good play by Olsen.
And a fly ball out into right center field. Right fielder Halama makes the catch. Buechner has to get back to second.
I hit it pretty hard.
Like we were talking before the game, they were all atom balls, though.
Yeah.
This brings up Zach Hedela. On Monday, he went 2 for 2. Runners going. Pitches inside, throw down to third, and in safely is Drew Buechner. Pitch was a ball.
I think Coach Seacrest, is onto that. They can use that running game.
Buechner takes a lead, and the pitch is high for a ball. 2-0 is the count. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Line shot. Can't be corralled by Olson at short. It would have been a spectacular play. I think that's going to be an infield hit. And Hedela gets an RBI as Buechner scores, making it 3-2.
Well, that's a big run, Rick. Just kind of manufactured one. And
throw over to first. Hedela back in time.
Buechner got on, stole a couple bases.
Back to the top of the order, Mitch Medine up.
Zach Hedela continues to impress. He just...
Back he gets in time. Hollister is aware that Zach has some speed out there. Hollister at the belt. Back in safely. Medine showed bunt on that last one. I'd be surprised. Quick snap throw over to first, and Hedela back in safely. Hollister looking in for the sign. And the pitch. It's high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Hollister looks over at first. Medine shows bunt. Hedela heads down to second, and the ball gets away from the second baseman, Sell. Rolls out into right field, but Hedela stays at second. That puts the tying run in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike. And here's the pitch. That's high for a ball.
I think Chase is getting a little frustrated with the size of the zone, Rick.
I think you're right. And here's the pitch. Line shot over to short. Throw over to first. And they got him there. 6-3 on the putout. And so the Vikings pick up 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. So the score after 2 innings is the Boyceville Bulldogs 3 and the Colfax Vikings 2. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When circumstances leave you with this, contact Morgan's Auto Body of Colfax. Morgan's Auto Body of Colfax provides state-of-the-art rust repair, paint repair, glass repair, dent removal, or straightening. In short, Morgan's Auto Body can do it all. Whether you've been in a minor fender bender or a major collision, Morgan's will restore your car to its original condition and get you safely back on the road. That's Morgan's Auto Body of Colfax, 409 Cedar Street in Colfax, or call at 715-962-3557.
Getting ready for the top of the 3rd inning. Due up for the Bulldogs, Nick Olson, Chase Hollister, and Devin Halama.
Yep, this is that key, that top of the order for Boyceville. Colfax has used the running game and small ball to get back in it. 4 stolen bases, and from 3-0 to 3-2.
So far today, Medine has picked up 3 strikeouts in 2 innings of work. Stepping up is Nick Olson. Got on an error by the first baseman last time up. And the first pitch is outside in the dirt. Medine looks in for the sign, goes into his wind, and the pitch. Foul back into the screen, counts 1-1. Medine winds and fires. That just missed the outside corner. We don't have a perfect angle at it. Height-wise, it was right there. 2 balls and a strike, and here's the 2-1 pitch. That's a called strike. Counts even at 2-2.
I think they called so far. He's a batter's ump, I think. You know, it's a pretty small zone.
And that pitch gets by. Count is full.
But you can live with that if he's consistent, and I think he has been.
Payoff pitch. That's high for ball 4. So Olson gets on base with a walk and brings up Chase Hollister, who laced a double out to the left center field fence. And then eventually scored on a wild pitch. There's the pitch, and he lines one right back to Medine, turns, throws a second, and the throw over to first. They're saying he's safe at second. And that's the way it's going to stand, safe at second.
Is he out at first?
No, he's on a that would be a fielder's choice. But it's in fact, that might be a base hit.
No, I think it's a fielder's choice, Rick.
The play was clean at second. You just beat it. Here's the pitch. He's going and foul back. Both runners were going. This is Devin Hollema. He struck out last time up. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 called. No balls, 2 strikes. Throw over to second, and not quite in time. Olson back in safely. Medina at the belt, looks over at second, and now delivers. Runners are going, chop foul down the third baseline.
Tell both coaches really believe in the running game, and
they're going to do it today.
Yeah, not afraid to send them at any time.
And the throw over to second, and nothing happening. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. Halima goes down looking. That's going to bring up Landon Leslie. He struck out looking his last time up. And the pitch. That just missed the outside corner.
We always talk about keys, and I think another big key is whose bottom of the order can come through, Rick.
I think you're right. And the pitch. Fly ball out into foul territory. It drifts fair, and Hila circled around and made the catch.
Nice tough play.
One more, boys.
That's one of those where it might be in foul territory, but they tend to drift back fair if they're up in the air like that.
Yeah.
It's got to be the spin on the ball that makes that happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Swing and a miss. This is Paul Kirshner. He struck out his last time up. Swing and a miss. The ball gets away from Hedela. He hangs on to it now after he picks it up.
That's a good idea. You don't want to throw that one away.
Now there's runners on the corners. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. High pop up. Foul territory, and it's out of play. And it's those high pop fouls that are the reason that I move my car, Cassie. And the runner takes off for second. Not challenged at all.
Here's a spot where Dylan's got to block everything and make him earn it. Yeah.
Swing and a foul tip into Hedela's glove for strike 3. That's the kind of block that we want to see. Yeah. So, no runs, no hits, and no errors. 2 were left on base. We've completed 2.5, and it's the Bulldogs 3, Vikings 2, and you're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Plumbing problems got you down? Let the skilled folks at H&H Plumbing in Colfax make sure everything is flowing just as it should. Or maybe you're thinking about adding a gas line for a new stove, fireplace, or hot tub. H&H Plumbing can help with that as well. H&H Plumbing in Colfax, established in 2000, has earned a 5-star rating on Angie.com. So, whatever your plumbing needs, call H&H Plumbing in Colfax at 715-962-4155.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Back here at Colfax High School, heading into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bulldogs on top, 3-2. Due up for the Vikings in the bottom of the 3rd, Mason Yarrington, Dylan Hedela, and Ashton Greenwell. Well, Joe, I think both pitchers are pretty well settled in.
Yeah. Yeah, and, you know, they both walked a couple that have hurt them. Set up that running game that we talked about, but both of them are, you know, smooth. I like the way they throw, and we'll see what happens from here.
Hollister's first pitch to Yarrington is low for a ball.
You know, like we talked about, kind of a hitter's zone there, and I think they both got to adjust a little bit.
And a chopper over to 3rd, picked up by Kirshner. Throw over to 1st, and it's in time for the out. That's going to bring up Dylan Hedela. Hedela struck out his first time up. Here's the first pitch to Dylan. He was way ahead of that one.
Yeah, breaking ball.
He knew it when he started swinging, too, because his swing was just kind of a wag at it.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He was a little bit under that one. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch swung on a miss, but he's heading down to 1st, and the throw down to complete the out. So Hedela goes down on strikes. It's going to bring up Ashton Greenwell. Got called out on strikes last time up.
Nice play by Fenton, the catcher. You know, that was a great block. And
Hollister looks in and delivers. Strike called at the letters. And here's the pitch. That one's high for a ball. Sometimes with Hollister, that curveball just kind of gets away from him a little.
Yeah.
Breaks a little bit late, and it just arcs its way in.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. It's low for a ball.
When he throws it the way I want, it's a great pitch.
2-1 is the count. And the pitch. That's inside for ball 3.
Now, right when you think he's cruising along, he kind of struggles a little bit.
And the pitch. That one's in the dirt for ball 4. Ashton Greenwell heads over to first. He's going to bring up Cade Anderson, who flew out to center field his last time up.
You know, a couple years ago, Rick, it would have been Walker Retz and Trent Joels there. You know, both Division I kids on that state championship team.
That pitch is high.
Coach Romhild's done a great job of just building the program and working hard.
1 ball, no strikes to Cade Anderson. And the pitch. Strike called at the knees.
Not many teams have 2 Division I kids running around playing ball.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
And there's a called strike. And the pitch, that one's high and away. Runner at first in the person of Ashton Greenwell. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that one's inside, count is full. It's traveling time for Greenwell. Full count, 2 down. Bottom of the 3rd inning. And the pitch. Chopper down the first base line, picked up by Hollandrung, and he gets over there and makes the put out. So for the Vikings, no runs, no hits. There were no errors and 1 left on base. We've completed 3, and it's the Bulldogs 3, Vikings 2, and you're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Triple Threat Training was founded by the 3 Vavra brothers from Menominee, Wisconsin. All 3 brothers played Division I baseball, and all 3 have played baseball at the professional level. Triple Threat Training is located just south of Menominee in Downsville. Featuring 3 batting cages, 1 full-length pitching mound, and an all-turf surface, Triple Threat can meet your baseball training needs. If you or someone you know is looking to expand your baseball skills, give Triple Threat Training a call at 715-664-8669. That's Triple Threat Training in Downsville, Wisconsin.
Back here, heading into the top of the 4th inning. And sure, wouldn't you know, right after I make a comment about how it's turned out to be a really nice day for baseball, it's gotten a little chilly. I think we do have some more rain coming. Hopefully we can get this one in. I think so. We're into the 4th inning now.
That's been a good game.
It has been, and it's moved right along.
I think whoever can handle the other team's top of the order and maybe have their bottom of the order come through will have an advantage here as
I think you're right.
the game goes on.
Zach Hellendrung steps up to the plate and gets a called strike. Hellendrung grounded to 3rd his last time up. In fact, it was a first pitch ground ball to Zach Hedela. Pitch is low for a ball, 1-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. Outside for a ball. And the pitch just missed. Here's the wind by Medine and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes full. Medine winds and fires. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's strikeout number 6 on the day for Medine. It's going to bring up Reed Fenton, who hit that hard line shot back and bounced off Medine's glove and then went over to second where Beekner picked it up and threw it to first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for a strike.
And the more I watch Medine, the more I like him. He just, he knows how to pitch.
Here's Medine's wind and fire. That one was a little bit outside.
I think if he has a weakness, Rick, I think it's just that base on balls that he doesn't need.
And the pitch. That just missed. Medine winds, fires. That one's high for ball 3. Medine fires, swing and a miss, and the count goes full. Here's the payoff pitch. Check swing, he went. Strike 3. He tried to hold up, but that bat went across the plate. We do have a pretty good angle at that, Joe.
Yep, for sure. What's that, 7 strikeouts?
Yeah. And there's a pitch that's high to Wyatt Sell. Sell drew a walk his last time up. Here's the pitch. Short looper to Greenwell at first. Takes a couple steps over, makes the put out, 3 unassisted. So it's 3 up, 3 down for the Bulldogs. And we've completed 3.5 with the Bulldogs leading the Vikings 3-2. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball. Our next game will be on Thursday, April 27th, when the Vikings host the Boyceville Bulldogs. Our coverage begins with the Bullpen Show, where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School Baseball on Thursday, April 27th.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Back at Colfax, heading into the bottom half of the 4th inning. Due up for the Vikings, Brian Tuchel, Drew Beekner, and Elijah Ensminger. This part of the lineup produced a run last time through.
Yeah, Beekner got on and stole a couple, and Zach Hedela,
got that infield hit.
Yeah, didn't hit it hard, but just a good at bat. We were talking about Boyceville winning a state title not too long ago, and that's always exciting for this part of the state and the Dun St. Croix. And I know Michael and his brother Brian, and they just got a great staff full of great people. And I was excited to see them guys win that.
It's always good to see a school from this area to have that kind of success.
That kind of proves to everybody that it can happen. It's hard.
Yes, it can.
Yeah, it can happen.
Tuchel looks at the first one for a ball. Yeah, I remember back in, and a strike call back in '96 when my son Sean was a senior here for Colfax High School, and they made it to state.
Yeah.
Then got a no-hitter thrown at him at state.
Yeah.
But
I was at that game. Yeah. He was tough. Can't remember his name, but he was a hard-throwing lefty.
And the pitch, chopped foul. From Bangor is where they were from. But they got to go to state. That was pretty exciting.
Yeah, Coach Tim Wilson and a bunch of good kids.
And we have a fly ball out into shallow center field. Romehill comes in and makes the catch. Well, that's the second time that Tuchel has given Romehill a little bit of attention out there.
I think he gets a good jump. You're going to have to hit one in a good spot to get one by him, I think.
Or a liner that just doesn't quite get there. Drew Beekner drew a walk last time up, eventually scored the second run for the Vikings. First pitch was a called strike. Hollister fires. High fastball fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes.
Come on, Drew, all you.
And the 0-2 pitch. That one's high and away for a ball.
So you got to be tough to be a catcher, Rick.
You do.
Yeah.
That's why I could never be one. I'm not that tough. And the pitch. Chopper on the ground out to short. And the throw over to first, and they got him. Olsen to Hollendrung. 6-3 on the put out. 2 down. Brings up Elijah Ensminger, who flew out to right field his last time up.
No, I just thought of it now. I don't want to crawl over you. I'm going to give you this.
Hollister fires, and it's a strike called over the inside corner. And the pitch, chopped foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Hollister fires. That just missed on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Grounder out to short, picked up by Olsen. Fire over to first, and he did not get it there in time. In fact, it got past Hollendrung, and the runner is safe at first. We're going to give him an infield hit because I think he was going to beat it anyway.
I agree. He runs so well.
He's the guy, Elijah Ensminger, is that you were talking about back on Monday, that you just waiting for him to catch fire because he's a good, speedy athlete.
Yeah, he really is. One of Colfax's best for sure.
And he's showing some of that right now. Slides into second safely. And the first pitch was a ball.
That's our 5th stolen base. here's our guy again, Rick. Zach Heluck, and he come through again.
Had an RBI single last time up. Pitch is low for a ball. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Romehill drifting back, and he makes the catch. So for the Vikings, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. 4 innings in the book. And we have the Bulldogs leading 3-2 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Simplify your life. Pleasant Valley Properties provides affordable housing and homes in communities in Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. They have staff available to help you locate the home that best meets your needs and desires, as well as service staff that maintains the properties. Contact Pleasant Valley Properties at 715-226-6200. Call today and let them help you get into the home of your dreams. That's Pleasant Valley Properties, 301 Bremer Avenue in Colfax.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
We're back here at Colfax High School. Rick Olson along with Joe Doucette, Cassie Johnson-Nelson on the computer, and Dan Petchow on the camera. And with the threat of rain, we're just going with the one camera Dan has, and I think he's doing a pretty darn good job of giving us a pretty good view of this ball game. Mitch Medine getting ready to start his 5th inning of work.
Here's that top of the order we've been talking about, Rick.
Braden Romehill. First pitch was inside for a ball. There's the wind and the pitch. Strike called at the letters. There's the wind and the 1-1 pitch. That's in the dirt. Wind and the pitch. That's high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch. Strike called right at the belt. So the count is full. And a chopper out to second. Scooped up by Beekner, throw over to first in time. 4-3 on the put out.
Yeah, that was a big out for the Vikings. Great chance if Romehill walks or gets on, he's going to steal second and be in a scoring position.
And that's going to bring up Nick Olson. He's 0 for 1. He got on an error. He also walked in his other plate appearance.
He's played a good shortstop too, Rick.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, made a couple nice plays.
Shows good range. Here's the wind and the pitch. Strike called. 1-1's the count. Here's the wind and the 1-1 pitch. Strike called on the outside corner.
That's a great pitch.
Here's the wind and the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Olson goes down looking. 2 outs, brings up Chase Hollister. Hollister's 1 for 2. He's got the only hit of the day so far for the Boyceville Bulldogs. The double that he had in the first inning. And it's fouled back.
I sure like that Medine breaking ball. You know, he throws that one that breaks a little early, but then that one that has a late break.
And he came back with the high heat and got Hollister to chase it. No balls, 2 strikes. And that one's high heat that was a little too high. Heedle is going to need a step ladder if he keeps throwing those. And the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball out into center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. And it's a double for Hollister. He's having a good day at the plate.
Yes, yeah, you can see. Yeah, we talked about 11 RBIs, you know, coming into the game, and you know that gives him 7 doubles on the year.
So Hollister at second base brings up Devin Hollema. Hollema's 0 for 2, struck out twice. Once swinging, once looking. And that pitch got him right in the hip.
Oh, that hurt.
That was a pretty loud thud.
Yeah.
He'll feel that one later tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure.
When he's sitting at home watching the NFL draft, seeing who the Packers pick, and then his hip is going to say, ouch.
What'd you think of the Bucks getting beat? Yeah.
Well, that was kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
And the pitch is low, throw down to third. Oh, they're going to say he got under the tag.
And they had a hard time with that Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Runners on the corners now. Fly ball out into center field. Coming in, making the catch is Cade Anderson. So, there were no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 were left on base. We've completed 4.5, and it's the Bulldogs 3, Vikings 2, and you're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If your car has lost that showroom appeal, give Kyle's Buff and Shine a call. Kyle makes it easy to bring that shine back. Not to mention, he comes to you. Kyle does exteriors, interiors, and even has an ultimate detailing package. When Kyle is done, your car will look nearly showroom new. Oh, by the way, Kyle also details anything that flies, drives, or floats. Call 715-556-2062 to book your next detail with Kyle's Buff and Shine.
Getting ready for the bottom half of the 5th inning. So far the rain is held off. And for early spring baseball, Joe, you got to call this a nice balmy day.
Oh, I'd love to be playing. Yeah, it's beautiful out there. So, yeah.
Now you're going to be playing a little bit of ball maybe this summer.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know if it's what I should do, but I don't give up too easy. So, you know, I get to play with a bunch of great guys and who love the game, and a lot of skills are diminished, but still a lot of fun.
And every now and then you see a flash of what they had.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. You know, we're led by our manager, Rob Fadness, who's just a baseball guy from top of his head to the tip of his toes. He's just a great guy, great family, and makes it a lot of fun.
Well, that Fadness family is quite the name in the Eau Claire area for baseball.
And they grew up in Hayward, too, and the same thing. They just,
Leading off for the Vikings in the bottom half of the 5th inning, top of the order, Mitch Medine. Medine is 1 for 2, had an infield single, scored a run, and then he grounded to short. Hollister fires, and a high chopper over the short. Olsen has a hard time with it, and Medine made it. I don't think that Hollandrung hung on to the ball, actually. I think it fell out of his glove right in front of him. I don't know, Joe. Is that an error on the shortstop? He kind of bobbled the fielding. I think so. And we have a little bit of a discussion going on with the Boyceville manager and the home plate umpire. I don't think he agreed with the safe call at first.
Yeah, I get that same feeling. I didn't have a good view of it. What'd you think?
I think the base umpire called him safe before he got to first.
Yeah.
But that said, I think the ball fell out of Hollandrung's glove and he didn't secure it. So I think it was the right call.
Yeah.
So the throw over to first, and Medine was back safely. Mason Yarrington is at the plate. He's 1 for 2. RBI single in the first inning. There's the pitch. It's a strike call. Throw down to second, and in there in plenty of time is Mitch Medine.
I think that's their 6th stolen base.
And the throw back to second. Medine's back in there in time. I'll tell you what, both these pitchers, Joe, when they turn and fire it to second, that center fielder better be awake because they're firing over pretty high. Here's the pitch. A liner out into left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. And holding at third is Medine. And Yarrington is safe with a single to left field. It brings up Dylan Hedela with nobody out.
I think Coach Seeker loves Yarrington. He does everything pretty well. You know, another good at bat by him. And
so now Fenton stepped out in front of the plate to signal how they're going to play this, because with runners on the corners, when do you send them, Joe? Like right now, pitches inside and throw goes right back to Hollister. Trying to entice Medine to break for the plate.
You know, that first and third situation, everyone will have a series of plays that they'll maybe pump and go to third, or have somebody cut it, or, you know, or throw through, but big spot
runners at second and third. And the pitch swung on and fouled back. 2 balls and a strike. Dylan Hedela at the plate. Here's the pitch. Strike called. Hedela's 0 for 2, struck out twice. Here's the pitch. That one's high. Hedela was our Viking profile player today.
They did a good job with that.
Anybody who knows Dylan Hedela knows he's not afraid to talk. Here's the pitch. Grounder right back up the middle into center field. Rounding third and coming in to score with a set. Well, no, he's not going to. They got him at the plate. They got Yarrington at the plate, but Mitch Medine came in to score.
A big hit by Dylan.
And he ended up on second on the throw at the plate.
Yeah, Braden Romill, that was a nice throw.
And as we take a quick look at this, and we can see anybody who knows Dylan Heedle knows he's not afraid to talk. Here's the pitch. Grounder right back up the middle into center field. And we saw the run come in. And the pitch. That one missed to Ashton Greenwell. We're all tied at 3. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play off the third base side, right over the top of the Boyceville dugout. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hollister steps off the mound. It looks like he might have injured his elbow on that pitch. He's holding his elbow.
We all know this Colfax, we spend our money on the dumbest things.
On a somewhat chilly day like this, it's not unusual to have something tighten up, and then when you fire like that,
It doesn't even ring. It doesn't know. I don't know what the point of it is.
Well, let's hope not.
That is so dumb.
see if they give him a couple throws to see if he can throw the ball successfully. Trainer's out there looking at him now.
Yeah, good kid, you know, undoubtedly one of the best players in the conference, Rick. You know, good hitter, good pitcher, good fielder. You thought it was his elbow.
That's the way it looked. It looked like he was hanging onto his elbow. And they're still looking. I'll tell you what, while they get this all figured out, I think we're going to get a pitching change out of this. So we're going to take a brief timeout. And we have a 3-3 game with one out. And we're in the bottom of the 5th inning with Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, May 21st, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Tilden Tigers in a doubleheader from Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:05 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, May 21st on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes.
NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball. Our next game will be on Thursday, April 27th, when the Vikings host the Boyceville Bulldogs. Our coverage begins with the Bullpen Show, where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School baseball on Thursday, April 27th.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
And we're back here at Colfax, and the new pitcher for the Bulldogs is Devin Halama. After Chase Hollister had some kind of a elbow issue, and it appears that he's going to second base. Hollister threw 4 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, 6 hits, struck out 3 and walked 2.
Yeah, we sure hope it's nothing serious.
And let's see. No, I take it back. Hollister is going to first base. Yeah, number 20 is going out into the outfield. So Helen Drung goes from first to 9. Wyatt Sell stays at second. And Hollister goes out to right field. Ashton Greenwell at the plate. 1-2 is the count. And the pitch is high, and it's even at 2-2. 1 out. Dylan Hedela out at second base. And a chopper over to short, scooped up by Olsen, throw over to first in time.
Another nice play by Olsen.
Actually, that's not Hedela out at second either. It's Bryson Tuchel as the courtesy runner. I was going to say, that doesn't look like Dylan Hedela out there. The flowing locks are coming out from under the helmet. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 1. Cade Anderson at the plate. He's 0 for 2.
Yeah, if there's a diet that works like that quick, give me a copy of that.
I want it too. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. Anderson 0 for 2, flew out to center field, and then grounded to the first baseman.
Kate had a big hit Monday, Rick. Let's see if he can come through again.
And the pitch, that's high. 2 balls and a strike. With 2 down. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. All tied up at 3. Halama into the stretch. Throw over to second and back in time. It was close, but Tuchel got back.
You can tell they work on that, though. Their timing is pretty good.
Tuchel takes his lead. And the pitch. That's high and away. Fenton made the stop. That's sometimes where a real savvy catcher will go out like that, and then he'll make it look like he missed the ball.
Yeah.
Foul tip off the catcher's helmet. Full count to Kate Anderson. The payoff pitch. Fly ball, foul territory, and out of play. Anderson steps back in. Tuchel takes his lead out at second. And the 3-2 pitch. That's low for ball 4. Anderson picks up his base on balls, and it's going to bring up Brian Tuchel. Brian has gotten to know Romehill pretty well with 2 fly balls right out to him. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Both of them were pretty hard hit balls.
Yeah. And we talked about that. Not a good place to hit it unless it's way far away from him.
Or sinking fast.
Yeah.
And even then, he's got a good shot at getting there. And the pitch. That one's high for a ball.
He's had a nice defensive game. That throw at the plate was a nice throw. That's the core of your defense, that middle, that center fielder and shortstop catcher.
And the pitch. Strike called at the knees.
Good pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Let's go, Brian.
2 on. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. So for the Vikings, they do pick up a run on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 2 were left on base. So we've completed 5 innings and we're all tied up at 3 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How is it? Is it good?
New pitcher for the Vikings to start the 6th inning is Zach Hedela. Medine went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, none of which were earned. 2 hits. He struck out 8 and walked 3.
He had a great outing. Give him a chance to beat a very good team. So let's see how it finishes here.
Paul Kirshner steps to the plate. He struck out twice, and the first pitch is a strike called at the belt. Zach Hedela coming into this game with not a whole lot of innings pitched, but he has not allowed an earned run. I don't think he's allowed any runs, whether earned or unearned. 2 strikes. Pitch is a little bit low. That's a come on and chase me pitch. Hedela fires. That one got away from him a little bit. And that pitch is a little bit low. Full count to Paul Kirshner. Here's the pitch by Hedela. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Ball got away from Dylan. Hedela throws it down to first, and they complete the put out. Got a little exciting over there at first because Ashton Greenwell had to really reach for it and then reach his foot back and tap the bag. That's what Dylan does, though. He makes things exciting. Zach Ellendrong at the plate, 0 for 2. He grounded to third and struck out. The first pitch is a called strike. Hedela delivers. Swung on a missed. This is the Hedela battery now. Zach to Dylan. The wind and the pitch. Line shot, fair ball down the third baseline. And holding it first is Ellendrong.
Good at bat, 2 strikes.
It's kind of a seeing eye base hit. Just stayed fair by a couple of feet. That's going to bring up Reed Fenton. Fenton is 0 for 2. Grounded out, struck out. Runner on first, throw over to first. He's back in time.
Both teams really try to hold the runners close.
And the pitch is a strike called. And a ground ball to Hedela at the mound, throws over to first for the out. 2 down, runner at second, and it's going to bring up Wyatt Sell. He's 0 for 1. Grounded to first, he also walked.
Maybe should have went to second, Rick, but you know, anytime you get an out, it's a pretty good play.
And he got them to their second out, so now all he's got to worry about is the batter. Pitch was a little bit low for a ball. And it's a high foul out of play on the first base side.
Now we talked about this early in the week. For a sophomore, just a solid baseball player.
And the pitch. That one's high for a ball.
get some hits. Fields good at third and comes in and gives him some great innings.
And the pitch. That missed outside. 3 balls and a strike with 2 down. Runner at second. Here's the pitch. Oh, I don't know how that one missed. But the umpire behind the plate that has a better view than we do said that was ball 4.
He's definitely been consistent, though, Rick.
And we're going to have a conference out at the mound. I suspect this is more of a defensive conference than anything. And with the Bulldogs having a conference over by third base, there could be something up the sleeve there, too.
Yeah.
We're back to the top of the order. Braden Romhild, he's actually 0 for 2 today. Grounded out twice. Walked and scored. Hellendrung at second. Sell at first. Romhild at the plate. Zach Hedela on the mound. He delivers. Strike called, curveball.
Nice pitch.
Now you come back and throw the fastball by him. Here's the pitch. And that's what, ground ball off the bottom of the bat, off the heel of the bat. It stayed fair, picked up by Greenwell, and he steps on first for the putout. One of the more unusual putouts you're going to see. So, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. We've played 5.5, and it's the Vikings 3 and the Bulldogs 3 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network bring you some tough semi-pro gridiron action. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, May 6th, when we will bring you the Eau Claire Cowboys taking on the Rock River Rampage from Beloit, Wisconsin. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-2 begins with Cowboy Kickoff at 1:40 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cowboy football on Saturday, May 6th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Okay, we're getting ready to start the bottom half of the 6th inning. All tied up at 3. Vikings need to just push one across.
Very good high school game, Rick.
Drew Beekner at the plate. And that one got Beekner.
My kid.
Well, you know, there is the theory, Joe. If you can't hit the ball, let the ball hit you.
Yeah. I like you. I wouldn't be surprised to see him steal again here. He runs so well.
Yeah, Beekner, that's the second time he's drawn a free pass. This one a little more painful than the last one. And the pitch, Beekner heads down to second, and he's in standing up. It's kind of a dangerous one to be standing up, but hey, it got there.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see a slide there, but I think he realized he had a great jump.
Elijah Ensminger at the plate got the infield base hit over towards the shortstop last time up. And the pitch. He tries to bunt. It's a pop foul, and Fenton just can't get there.
I know last time, Drew stole third. We'll see what Coach Secret decides here. Looks like he was going to give Elijah a chance to advance him with the bunt, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him steal third.
But Elijah's got to make sure he doesn't bunt it up into the air.
Yeah.
That can just leave that runner out to dry. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, that one got Ensminger. Cassio, remember a couple of years ago with the Cavaliers, we had a player who practically made a living by doing that. So 2 runners on 2 hit by pitch batters. Brings up Zach Hedela. And a grounder over to second. Step there and safe at first. They called him out. The base umpire called him out. That's 4 unassisted to 3 for a double play. 2 down.
I think, Rick, shortstop, Nick Olson cut in front of him and made the play.
He made the play, so it's 6 unassisted.
I do believe that. That's another nice
but at
play.
any rate, pitch is high. I think I don't want to belittle the umpires, but I think he made a decision that was going to be an out before it happened, because it sure looked to me like he had cleared the base. Strike called at the letters. To Mitch Medine. Runner at third. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball.
And that last play, Rick, sending the runner, which is a great move, but it took everybody's momentum right in front of the base and made it an easier play for the Olsen kid.
And here's the pitch. That one's high for a ball. 3 balls and a strike.
Maybe their best hitter, most experienced hitter in a big spot here, Rick.
With a hitter's pitch coming.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Full count to Medine. 2 down.
Think short and quick to the ball.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So, for the Vikings, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've completed 6 innings, and we have a tie game at 3-3 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When it comes to your finances, security is just so important. Derry State Bank's online banking and mobile app offers dozens of new and enhanced real-time alerts. Whether an ATM withdrawal is made or a login to your account failed, you'll instantly know. So now, the technology that makes it easier to manage your money is also making it safer. Visit DerryStateBank.com or call to learn more. Derry State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Derry State
We head to the 7th inning, all tied up. Can't ask for a better ball game than this. 3-3. As we were saying, if the Vikings end up winning this game, it's going to be a walk-off win.
That's been a great game. It's, very well played and got some good pitching. And
Although there might be two Vikings willing to argue with you about that after that last inning, and they got thumped in the back.
Yeah.
But you're right, overall it's been pretty good pitching.
Well, they say it only hurts for a little bit. But
I got a feeling as we get older, Joe, it hurts longer and longer.
yeah, that's for sure.
And the pitch, grounder, right back up the middle. Hedela can't get it, toss to first, they got him. That was Nick Olson, and it was, Hedela couldn't quite make the play on it, but the ball was fielded by Beekner at second, and underhand toss over to first base for the putout.
That was a nice play by Jew.
Well, and he stayed with it. He didn't assume that Hedela was going to make the play.
Yeah, he had to catch it first and be reasonably quick to first.
Chase Hollister hits a fly ball out into center field. Back to make the catch is Tuchel.
Didn't sound like he got it all.
2 down. That's going to bring up Devin Halama. He was hit by a pitch his last time up.
Come on, D.
He's also struck out twice. First pitch is a swing and a miss, strike one.
Head straight.
Hedela winds and delivers. Foul tip, strike two.
Come on, 1-3. Stay in there, Deb. Curveball, and he's going to
Just tap it.
At least he's swinging.
Come on.
And a swing and a miss for strike three. A 1-2-3 inning for Zach Hedela and the Vikings. As we go to the bottom of the seventh, due up will be Yarrington, Dylan Hedela, and Ashton Greenwell. We're all tied at 3. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
Well, Joe, here we go. Bottom of the seventh inning. We're all tied up. This is what baseball's all about.
Yeah, we're talking great game. It's a shame somebody's going to lose this one, but.
And this is that battle down Highway 178. Pretty good rivalry between the Vikings and the Bulldogs in a lot of different sports.
Oh, man, yeah. That Boyceville full of good people in the school, you know. Michael and Brian, I've gotten to know them, and they're just done so much for that school and community, and just great kids.
My daughter Emma played basketball for you, and that was when Boyceville and Colfax were just arch rivals in basketball.
Yeah.
In fact,
a lot of fun games.
They were really fun.
Yeah.
Very intense.
Full house.
Always, yeah.
Yeah. I had a ton of respect for the way they played the Boyceville kids them years, and just didn't give up. They battle right to the end.
And now we got a couple of them to come over to Colfax and teach.
Yeah, they're awesome. Carly and Carrie, yeah.
All right, leading off for the Vikings in the bottom of the seventh, Mason Yarrington. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. And the first pitch is high for a ball.
If Mason could work his way on, and huge advantage for the Vikings here.
1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. Line shot out into left field. There you go, Joe. He worked his way on. Base hit for Yarrington. He's got a 3-for-4 day. Winning run on first with nobody out. And up steps Dylan Hedela. He singled to center field his last time up. Drove in a run.
I think they're going to send him again, Rick. I'm not sure right away, but
I would put him in scoring position.
Yeah.
Come on, Dylan.
Here's the wind and the pitch. Strike called at the letters and down to second. Goes Yarrington. Dylan Hedela at the plate. Runner in scoring position. Winning run out there at second base in Mason Yarrington. And a swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Ashton Greenwell on deck. Halama at the belt. And the pitch. Foul tip in the dirt.
You know, again, great at bat. It's just getting Yarrington to third, Rick. Just get him to third, and you know, hit a game winner would be great, but get him to third. Get him to third somehow.
Yarrington takes his lead. Halama looks over at second and now delivers high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Winning run at second. Halama at the belt. And the pitch. Check swing, and he did not go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hedela battling. Hit that 1 foul tip, stay alive. And the 2-2 pitch. Fly ball out into right center field. Way back as Romhilde makes the catch. And no advancement by the runner. Romhill, like you said, Joe, he's got the range.
Yeah, he's had a great game.
Now here's where the youth of Yarrington showed. On a long fly ball like that, he should have been standing on second.
I think his first instinct was that, you know, he wasn't going to run it down. He's going to score the game winner, but yeah.
Greenwell at the plate with 1 out. Throw over to second. It goes into center field, but Yarrington was diving back into the bag, so he can't advance. Greenwell is 0 for 2 for the day. Struck out, grounded out, and also drew a walk. Here's the pitch. Foul back out of play. No balls in the strike.
Come on, Ashton.
Winning run on second. And the pitch. Grounder over to second, scooped up by Sell. Throw over to first is in time. But it moves Yarrington over to third and brings up Cade Anderson. Winning run 90 feet away. 2 down. And we're going to have a conference at the mound.
Here brings a lot of things in. The catcher who's done a good job blocking the ball, and you know, he's got to stay in front of everything. Or what do you think they're talking about, Rick?
I think they're discussing defensive. They've got 2 out, so all they have to worry about is making the play at first.
Yeah.
And he might be reminding them that don't get into your head here.
Yeah.
And I think the Vikings are reminding each other that, hey, something back to the screen. Let's score that run.
Yeah, get a good jump.
Here we go, boys.
Coach Anderson heading back to the dugout made some of the best words that I've heard in a while. He says, "Hey, have fun with this." There's the first pitch, swung on and fouled into the dirt by Cade Anderson. No balls and a strike. 2 down. Winning run on third. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. And the pitch. That one's in the dirt. It gets away. Here comes the winning run, and he scores! On the wild pitch.
Tough way to lose, but great game there. Great
and
game.
Mason Yarrington comes in and scores the run. Let's take a quick look at that. Here's the pitch. And the pitch. That one's in the dirt. It gets away. Here comes the winning run, and he scores! And that's how it ended here, with the Vikings coming out on top, 4-3. And we'll have some more discussion about this one on Viking Download when we come back right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Bruce Buckley is just what the doctor ordered. In fact, he is the doctor, and he's ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
Thank you for joining us for today's Colfax Vikings baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. This has been presented for the private listening and viewing use of the tuned-in audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction, in any form, without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and Colfax High School is strictly prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Download, where we take a look back at today's Colfax Viking game.
Let Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comroe provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
Time now for Viking Download, with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, where the Vikings, a walk-off, wild pitch win to defeat the Boyceville Bulldogs 4-3. Makes the Viking record go to 4-3 on the season. I guess that's appropriate. They win 4-3.
Yeah,
that's
got a little win streak going.
Hey, yeah. And you know, they're gonna need all that momentum come next Monday when they take on the Mondovi Buffaloes right here. But going into this game was a toss-up, and it lived up to everything that it was supposed to be.
We talked about that formula. You know, they had good pitching, you know, timely hitting, and made most of the plays. And we talked about that Boyceville program, how much we respect them, and how Coach Romehill does such a great job. But this is a big win for the Vikings, and something they can build on.
And as I'm looking, this was a pretty clean game for the Vikings. I only see one error, and I think that's
early. That was early.
It was the second hitter of the day.
Yeah.
Kind of opened up a big inning for Boyceville, but we were talking about this, that after that first half inning, it looked like this could be trouble for the Vikings.
Yeah.
But that was all Boyceville got. The Vikings shut them down after that.
Yeah, we talked about them good qualities, about being resilient and staying with it and not giving up, and they showed all them great qualities today. And I'm sure when Coach Seeker gets here, he's going to be pretty darn excited about.
I would hope so, because this was a big win for them.
Yeah.
And it's got to be a huge confidence builder, too, that, one of the things they say about baseball, which is why it's different than every other sport.
They got to get that last out.
They do.
Yeah.
The game is not over until that last out is made, and the Vikings prove that right here. This game was heading for extra innings very easily.
Yeah.
And that one pitch gets away, and the runner from third came in to score, and lo and behold, you win a game that way.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of kids, but that the more you watch that Mason Yarrington, and he had a heck of a game, and we talked about how much we like Mitchell Medine and how much power he generates out there, and great to see.
Oh, we have some four-legged baseball fans over there too. They deserve a little baseball as well. Although I do get a kick out of it when they have, like over at Carson Park, they'll have Bark in the Park, and when the Express do that, you got to have a pretty tight handle on your dog, because with all those balls flying around, they think those are great playthings, and they're going to go and get one.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're waiting right now for Coach Seacraw to come over and talk with us about this big win for the Vikings. And I'll tell you what, we're going to take a brief timeout while we wait for him. And you're tuned to Viking Download on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, and joining us right now is Coach Seacraw. And hey, I started this game with a full head of hair, and well, don't believe that, but
Me too.
You sure made a few more turn gray.
Yeah, definitely. What a way to win it, right?
Hey, a walk-off win is always exciting. A walk-off on a wild pitch, you'll take that.
Yep. Yeah, funny story. So Mace forgot to tag up on that deep fly ball, and he said, if they give me a pass ball, I'm scoring, Coach. So
and there it went.
On, and he scored. So great job by letting that other stuff go and getting the winning run.
Yeah.
It was classic high school baseball game today, and we talked about how these are pretty good rivals too. They're just down the highway 20 minutes from here, and so it's always kind of nice. That makes it a little extra special.
Yeah, definitely makes it special. We haven't beat them in a little while, so it feels great to get a win over them. And like I said before, Mike always has them ready to play, and they came to play tonight too. So.
Yeah, he's a great coach. You know that the Romehill boys, they are as good as anybody. But, yeah.
We were just talking about how in that first inning, it looked like you guys could be in a little bit of trouble, especially with those first three in that top third of their lineup. And then after they did their damage in that first inning, they didn't do anything. Your pitching was outstanding today between both Medine and Zach Hedela. In the 7 innings, they only allowed, 3 hits and 10 strikeouts and only walked 4?
Yep, that's kind of the combo we're going to live and die by right now. Mitch and Zach combo. Zach loves coming in. He came in a big spot in the 7th there, faced their 2, 3, 4 guys, and he got all them out. That's big. He's only a sophomore, so big spot for him.
And he picks up the win today.
Yeah, his first one, so that's pretty cool for him too. So.
And your bats, you didn't gain a ton of hits today, but the hits were timely.
We did have some timely hitting. We stole some bases. That helped us a lot, reading their pitcher, being able to steal the bases. And, we work on that a lot in practice, stealing bases, because in high school you steal bases, you're going to win.
And you showed that today. You stole bases and you won. And it was a base running thing that won the game. It wasn't really a stolen base, but, what the heck? It's a walk-off win, and you'll take that.
Yep. And like I said, the guys, they were very resilient today. They kind of
Great
hung their heads a little bit in
qualities,
that first inning, and, I kind of said, hey, nothing, no big deal. You got to let it go. Short-term memory.
Yeah, awesome. 3-game win streak.
I know. Feels good.
And now you got the Mondovi Buffaloes coming to town on Monday.
Yep. So we go to Turtle Lake tomorrow.
Okay.
And we got Mondovi on Monday, so that should be a good game. First time we played them, first time on the field, so I'm expecting a little different outcome this time. Hopefully we play a little better too. So.
And you are playing well. We talked about that. I saw only 1 error. That's pretty clean baseball at the high school level to only commit 1 error out there.
Well, if you only saw 1, then I only saw 1. So.
Well, that's all I've got in my book. There might have been a base stealing.
Rick's got rose-colored glasses on.
I'll see what filter I have on these today. So.
Yeah, we've been playing good, so like I said, it's always good to win. So.
Yeah, that's a big win.
Well, congratulations. 4-3, the victory at Turtle Lake tomorrow. Mondovi here, and we'll be here for the Mondovi game on Monday. And we'll have more of Viking Download right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking Download on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, May 21st, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Tilden Tigers in a doubleheader from Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:05 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, May 21st on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
And we're back here, just going to wrap things up here on Viking Download. And youngster out there sliding into home on the tarp and just having a great time at it. But that's what baseball's all about, too. Bring the family out to the ball game and have a good time. Joe, your thoughts about this one?
Well, like Coach Secret talked about, a team that they respect against, and we showed some great qualities, resilience and not giving up. And, in sports, there's nothing more important than that, is just hanging in there. And they got some big plays on offense and defense. And, I think it's a big win and something they can build on.
And that celebration at the end kind of showed it all. That this is, we've talked about, these are good kids here, and they are turning into a pretty good team. And that's just really good to see. That who knows what their record is going to end up at the end of the season, but they're a lot of fun to watch.
And hats off to Boyceville, too. State champs a couple years ago, and we talked about how hard that is to do, and how well coached they are. But proud of the Vikings for hanging in there.
So, as we were saying with Coach Seacraw, don't forget to join us on Monday, May 1st, right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-TV as we bring you the Colfax Vikings taking on the Mondovi Buffaloes. Coverage begins at 4:40 with the bullpen show, followed by live play-by-play action. Also, don't forget to join us on NLWN-2 for exciting Eau Claire Cowboy football. In our next game, it's coming up pretty soon, Saturday, May 6th, as the Cowboys will travel to Beloit to take on the Rock River Rampage. Cowboy kickoff begins at 1:40, followed by live play-by-play action. The girls' softball team and the boys' baseball team are traveling to Turtle Lake tomorrow to take on the Lakers. First pitch for both games is scheduled for 5 o'clock. We'll not be covering that baseball game, but yeah, if you've got nothing better to do, head on up to Turtle Lake and watch these guys play some baseball. And then don't forget that the 2023 Colfax High School Prom is going to be held on Saturday night. That's a big day for a lot of these high schoolers. Hey, today's Colfax Viking baseball game is brought to you by Anderson Bridges, the Colfax Animal Hospital, Dairy State Bank, H&H Plumbing, Kyle's Buff and Shine, Kyle's Market, Menominee Eye and Optical, Midwest Environmental Consultants, Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, Morgan's Auto Body of Colfax, Pleasant Valley Properties, Slayton's Technology, Triple Threat Training, and Whitetail Golf Course. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. So for Joe Doucette and Cassie Johnson and Dan Petchow, this is Rick Olson. That final score once again in walk-off fashion, the Vikings 4 and the Boyceville Bulldogs 3. You've been tuned to Viking Download on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Viking Download with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.